One way or another, the tendency to seek, the tendency to want something other than what's here really is the fundamental misperception or the thought that you can believe that will make you feel unsatisfied. We could call that suffering or dukkha or however you want to say it, but you don't even really have to spiritualize it. The simple truth is whatever is appearing to consciousness, whatever is appearing in your mind, consciousness being a reflection of that, like a mirror, like your mind reflecting a mirror, like your mind reflecting what appears to be an external world, reflecting that which is happening around you and in you, right? That reflective apparatus is never, ever going to change what it's reflecting. But somehow it seems to get the idea that it can. And it seems like there's a you that appears in relation to that. That's the one that can make it happen. That's the sense of a doer, a doership. And it's actually not that difficult to see through this. If you really see what I'm saying, notice that a thought is a reflection. A thought is a memory. It's always in the past. What's being reflected is always the present. Right? It's an inaccurate reflection, but what is being reflected is the present. The challenge with all of this is that we get identified with the thoughts. We don't think, those are my thoughts, I'm having thoughts, I'm aware of those thoughts as such. We actually believe we're doing the thinking, or more, it's even more confusing than that. We feel like the thought itself is reality. We feel like the thoughts about reality are reality, but that's impossible because they're reflections, yeah? And then when thoughts start coming fast, right, one after another, that sort of film strip of thought, you could say, starts to feel like who you are. And almost everyone in the world is running around believing the film strip, believing that internal film strip of who they are, where they're going, where they came from. Time is real, space is real, distance is real, doership is real, separation is real. Those are all illusions. But almost everybody believes them. Not everybody. Almost everybody really feels that that's accurate, true. And that the problems they perceive about the world and so forth are just perceptions that were shared by groups of people that you identify with based on how your identity structure was formed. It's delusion. Yeah. So how to see through this delusion? Well, one way to see through it is to see exactly what I'm saying. Look closely. Notice what the mind is doing. Notice what thoughts are doing. Notice whether or not there's actually someone aware of those thoughts. Notice whether any thought defines who or what you feel like you are or you take yourself to be. Just look really closely at this mechanism and it will clarify. And then once you've had some insight, we could call that an awakening, a shift, or other deeper awakenings, whatever. Once you've had some insight, then it's a matter of really living that and seeing again and again that those thoughts appearing about the past, even 1 second in the past, are nothing but reflections. They're not what's happening. Never were, never will be, never could be. And there's no need to identify with them. And importantly, there's no need to extrapolate the one who's in control, in charge, causing things to happen, moving into the future, solving the problems of the past. The feeling of being that agent itself is a thought or an effective thought. There's nothing there. This is just happening. All of this is just happening. Just look around. Nature is a really good environment to see this because it's hard to fool yourself with nature. You see it just happening. It's aliveness around you. Now, it's the same thing, of course, everywhere. Everything is nature in a sense, right? If you're in your house, your room, you're on your phone, None of that is excluded. That's all actually the same. However, the meaning that we place on all of these, we don't place it, the thoughts place. The meaning that we place on that which is familiar, that which is supposed to give us safety, that which is supposed to give us consistency, it's harder to see through those at first, for sure. So just take a walk in nature. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. This is all there is. This that's happening around, this is it, right? There's no control there. There's no one apart from experience to be in control. Thoughts are so deluding in this way, or so confusing. They really make it seem like you're in charge or in control in a way that not only is not true, it's not only that you're not in charge or in control, it's that you're not even there. The one that feels like is in charge in that way is not there. That's what's so confusing about thought. Yeah, there are a lot of ways to break that spell temporarily, but through inquiry, intention, to see truth, to see the truth, and to live the truth, you can break that spell permanently. And that's really what realization's about, in my opinion.